Have you ever felt like you are in the middle of the ocean, stuck in this merciless storm? The waves keep crashing toward you, and the only thing that you want and hope for is that you arrive at shore safely and alive. If so, then you are not alone. There are so many people who experience this every day. Me included, I've so many times in my life, I've experienced that feeling where it just felt like I didn't know where I was. The waves of life kept crashing into me where I felt like I was drowning. There's a few things that I've realized throughout my life that really helped me navigate through those storms and not be at mercy of random things, outside circumstances, but where I'm in charge and I don't have to hope to get to shore safely, but I know that I will. Hi, my name is Martin, and I made it my purpose to share with you openly, authentically, and unapologetically my stories, my experiences, and what I've learned throughout my life, with the hope that I inspire you to live a self-led life with purpose, with passion, and experience the ups and downs and everything in between, because that is what life is all about. And that's why I'm very, very excited to share this topic with you today, because it's been on my mind and I'm like, there is something to it and I want to share it with you because it had such a huge impact on my own life and on the people that I've been working with. So here I am sharing with you 5 pillars of growth. So let's dive right into it. There's like 5 pillars that I've been using in order for me to figure out the direction of where I'm going to go. The growth, like make growth a conscious choice. The first pillar is to figure out where you are. Because imagine this. Imagine the ship when you want to go from, let's say, the UK to the US. And you are planning on going there by ship, but not in today's time where you have all that technology, but like hundreds of years ago, where the only thing basically that you had was a map and the stars. The thing is, a map, the stars, all of that are absolutely useless if you do not know where you are. Because there's a huge difference of how to navigate to the US if you start from the UK or if you start from like South Africa. It's a huge difference. So it's incredibly important to figure out where are you starting from. In life, it's the same thing. You have to really know where are you right now. What are your thoughts? What are your habits? What are your beliefs? What drives you? What motivates you? What inspires you? Those are all things that are incredibly important. Also, what is holding you back? Share in the comment. I would love to hear what is holding you back from going for what you want. If you tune into yourself, the answers are within you. Don't look on the outside. Look within you, because the answers are only to be found within yourself. Of course, you can utilize the outside, like YouTube videos or whatever helps you figuring out and understanding more about yourself, but you always have to start with yourself first, because it's about you. It's about your life, nobody else's life. Everybody has their own unique journey. No journey is the same. What I'm sharing here, that is my journey, that is my learnings. Some of it might be applied by you and works for you, some things might not. But it's important to figure out what does work for you on your journey through life. And that is really the foundational pillar where all the other pillars are built on. For a long time, I didn't know, who am I? What is my purpose? What makes me me? I didn't know until I went on a journey of self-discovery. It started back in I think it was 2014 when I started attending seminars while I was living in LA. And that seminar was called Discovery. And I was like, okay, let's go on that journey of self-discovery. I made so much breakthrough because I figured out what was holding me back. What were my beliefs about myself, about life, about how other people see me, or more importantly, how I thought other people see me. I felt like I was in this box of judgment, of negativity, but that was all in my head. I put myself in that box, in that cage, and through self-discovery and self-transformation, I could step out of that box and find myself in new ways. The thing is, it's a lifelong journey. Now, in the beginning of the year after the breakup that I've shared with you in my previous videos, I had to rediscover myself again. But it's kind of like a phoenix, before a phoenix is reborn more beautifully and more strongly than ever before, it kind of dies, it burns, and then it emerges from the ashes. And that's the same with ourselves. Within our lives, we go through those kind of cycles of burning to ashes and then being reborn. The thing is, what I encourage you to do is make those rebirths conscious. Make it a choice. Don't make it happen like at random, but choose. This is a time now for you to change. This is a time for you now to initiate the rebirth. And that all starts with figuring out, who am I right now? What is serving me? What is holding me back? And then you can build on that. I've done that over the past few months after the breakup. I was like, okay, what are my limiting beliefs? What are my beliefs about myself, about life, about other people, about relationships, about love? And there's so many things that came up where I was like, wow, those are my beliefs. I mean, no wonder that I'm stuck in certain areas of my life if those are the beliefs that I'm holding. The fears that I have that hold me back from really being authentically me and just showing myself to the world. One thing that I started is like creating those YouTube videos because I was like, this is part of who I want to be. I want to share. I love to talk. I love to inspire people. And now here I am following down that path. But I made a choice that I'm going to go through that rebirth and I'm going to start creating my own life, creating my own path that nobody has walked before. And through that, I can also give like a breakup or any kind of difficult situation a completely different and new meaning, a beautiful and positive meaning. All right, so the first pillar is to tune into yourself and figure out, where are you right now? Because then you can pinpoint it on a map. Like when you're on a ship and you're like, okay, I'm going to pinpoint on a map where I am right now. The second pillar is, where do you actually want to go? Because if you do not know where you go, it's great that you know where you are, but then what? If you don't know where to go, you will always stay stuck where you are and just run in circles pretty much. Running around aimlessly through life, not knowing where you are actually headed toward. It can be fun in between to be like, okay, I don't have plans, I don't have goals right now, I'm just gonna go with the flow. That's totally fine. But if that is the general feeling of life, where you're just like, I don't know what I want, I just go with what I have. And let's be honest, a lot of people, most people, they do not have goals that inspire them. They don't have visions that inspire them. And they just take life the way it comes at them. They don't utilize their strengths, their visions, their unique abilities to live the life that they truly want or could live. So figuring out where you want to go, that includes creating a vision, a life vision in all areas of life. Where do you see yourself, or not see yourself, but where do you want to be in, in relationships, in your career, health-wise, family, mindset, personal growth, attitude, all those things. An incredible tool that I've been using for a very long time now is called the Wheel of Life. You can look it up. You can find a lot of PDFs, etc. The Wheel of Life. It's a powerful tool that you can utilize to really start diving deep into where do you want to be and go in life. Because if you have those two pillars, you know exactly where you are, you know exactly where you want to go, then you have different options of how to get there. Now you can make a choice which path is the one that you want to take. Because now you're not at the mercy of like what is happening to you, but you have a clear direction, you have a clear path that you can follow. You can make a choice. And there's always different paths that we can take. Like with me in my career, as a coach, I can go down different paths. There's people who told me don't create social media because it's more important to talk to people directly on the phone. Just call them up, like make an appointment and get down to like, having a conversation, figuring out how you call them, how you can help them. And I'm like, that's not my way of working. I want to inspire people. I want to put myself out there. I love being on video. I love that whole social media stuff. And I felt that is my path. I want to do this. And now I finally had the courage to step into that version of myself and do it. And I love it. It's so much fun. It's challenging me to grow, to expand. I just love it. I could have taken different paths. I don't know the next path that I might be going on. There's always new things coming, new opportunities, new goals, new parts of life, of the life vision that you can then include, and then you can build on that. But you already are on your own path. And you can always make a choice like, this is my path. I'm going to put a crossroad here and I'm going to go right. I'm going to go left. It's your choice because now you are in charge. You are in charge of your life. Now, the third pillar that is incredibly important is the ship. Because if we go back to the original example of going from the UK to the US, you have to have a very sturdy, a very strong ship. If you go with a ship that has a lot of holes, that is like quite small, you probably are not going to make it because the waves in the middle of the ocean are going to be huge. They're going to be strong. They're going to come at you with a lot of force. If you have a strong ship, a strong foundation, it still might be rough at times to maneuver but it will be way more safe and way more likely that you will get through that. The same in life. And what the ship represents in life is your body. If you do not take care of your body, that means the way you're treating yourself with like exercise, food, sleep, rest, all those things. If you do not take care of yourself, of your body, because your body holds you, if you do not have energy, if you're getting sick all the time, then you are not going to be able to hold that vision of yours. You're not going to be able to do the things necessary in order for you to reach your goals. Because you're always focused on not being or not feeling healthy enough, not having enough energy. Believe me, I've been there a very, very long time. I worked at a job that I didn't like. It was in sales. I always felt like I have to call up people that didn't want to buy anything, and I have to convince them to buy something they don't need. It was draining. It was incredibly draining. So when I, like that job that was mentally draining, I let that affect myself physically. I didn't eat well. My sleep schedule was like all over the place. I didn't have energy to follow through with the things that I did love. I went home from work. I didn't do much to follow my passions and my dreams. So the mental aspect and the physical aspect are really incredibly connected. If you are not taking care of yourself, if you don't eat enough, you're not going to have the energy to carry through life. You're not able to, like when difficult times come, you don't have the energy to deal with it. I felt that over the past couple months. Honestly, for some time, I did not eat well. I didn't sleep well, or not on not on in a healthy kind of way. Going to bed too late, having to get up very early. I didn't eat, like I didn't have breakfast. Sometimes I didn't even have lunch. Very often I didn't have lunch. I just ate basically once a day. In the morning, it was okay, but I didn't fuel my body enough. Not having enough sleep, I was quite tired and exhausted throughout the day. So when I came home, I wasn't able to really hold and deal with the emotions that I've been feeling. I just felt incredibly overwhelmed. But when I started to eat more frequently, when I started to also work out, so I had more energy, because I believe in energy creates energy. So if you move, if you do something that is very, very good for your body, then it creates an immense amount of energy. I went for walks to get fresh air. I went to bed earlier. Like those are a lot of things that I did in order to take care of myself physically. And every day I did that, I felt a huge difference. When emotions came up, I was like, I want to feel them. Like I always say, feel it to heal it. I always had that energy to do that. The days where I didn't take care of myself that well, I always felt drained and I was like, oh my God, why? I went like immediately into victim role, like into that victim kind of mode where I was like, why me? Why again? I can't deal with those emotions anymore. But the days where I took care of myself physically, I was able to say, you know what, sit down, lie down, and feel it. Do something for it, like journal or a meditation, all those things. I was able to do that. So take care of your body. It's like your temple. For your whole life. This is where you live. No matter where you go, your body goes with you. So take care of it. All right, so we had the first pillar of where are you right now, the second pillar of where you want to go, the vision, the goals, and then we have the ship, the physical aspect of your being. Now we also have what I mentioned before, the mental aspect of it. You have to take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, because it affects everything. It affects everything. If you're not motivated to do things, if you're not inspired to do things, if you are following like the thoughts of negativity, if you are believing your own limiting beliefs, if you talk negatively about yourself, about life, imagine you are on a ship in the middle of the ocean and then a storm comes and you believe those negative beliefs, the doubts, the criticism. You're like, oh my God, like we're gonna die. Everything is like gonna end. I can't do this. Like I'm not good enough. I'm not gonna navigate through it. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes. You're not gonna be able to stand and stay firm and say, I'm gonna get through this no matter what. Yeah, it might hurt. It might be scary, but I'm still gonna go and move forward. You might not even start because you're too scared to get into those kind of situations. And I see that all the time in life where people are too scared to do things they actually want to do. They're too scared to build their own dream life. What might other people think? Yeah, I had the same thing when I started creating YouTube videos. I felt like, oh my God, what are people gonna say? Is anybody gonna watch them? What if people gonna hate on me? But I'm like, you know what? That is not my responsibility. I feel it's my responsibility to share because I feel like I have something to say. I want to inspire people. I want to be able to help people live a life they actually love. If someone hates me for that, it says everything about them, nothing about me. And I'm not saying that with any kind of resentment, but it's just going to happen that some people are not going to like you, especially when you step into your power and start changing your life. There's going to be people who are not going to resonate with that. And that's okay. But you have to look after yourself and your well-being. That also includes healing. Healing is so important because if you do not heal, if you keep pushing things down, they will come up at times where you don't actually need it. And I've been there where emotions just came up out of the blue and I was like, oh my God, like that is not the time right now. And it felt overwhelming. But now, through the healing journey I've been through over the past few months, what I've just done is once emotions come up, I just let them be there. I'm like, I sit there with the emotions. I say, okay, you have a right to be here, and I'm just going to feel through it. All right, now pillar number 5. We had pillar number 1, figure out where you are. Pillar number 2, figure out where you want to go. Pillar number 3, the ship, make sure that you have a strong foundation. Pillar number 4, the mindset, the emotional and mental part. And last but not least is the crew. Imagine you are on a ship from the UK to the US and you have to go all by yourself. All by myself. Like it's very, very, very difficult to navigate through the storms of life if you are by yourself. Now, that being said, it's okay if right now you do not have people that you feel are supporting you. because that might be the case for a lot of people where they just feel alone. I encourage you to seek out groups, a community, a coach, a therapist, whoever you feel like you can have access to, who are going to support you on your journey. Because a ship is only as strong as the people who are on it. Imagine you are on that ship, a storm comes, and people are freaking out. They're like, oh my God, like they start judging you, like, oh, you're not good enough, you can't do this, like, oh my God, we're gonna die. Most likely will sink. It's not safe if you have people around you who are not supportive of you, who do not encourage you, and of course, vice versa, people that you also encourage. It's always a co-creation. So make sure that you have people in your life who are co-creators. There's no, what is it called? No, like not challenging each other in a way where it's like, oh, it's either you or me. Competition, that's the word. Like there's no competition. There's a lot of people out there who are like, I'm competing with people because if I compete with people, then I'm gonna like come out stronger. But that's the problem, like with competition, usually there's one person who wins and the rest of the people are gonna lose. That is not the way to go through life. If so, it's better to go alone, because otherwise you will drown people. So be very mindful of who you invite onto your ship. You have a right and actually also an obligation to be very, 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 very choosy and picky about who is allowed on your ship and who is not. It's called boundaries. I made a video about boundaries, so you can also check that out. It's one of the most important things when it comes to other people, to set boundaries, clear boundaries, communicate those boundaries, and uphold those boundaries. Because otherwise, you will have big trouble coming toward you. Because a lot of times, people are there while the times are good and rosy, like there's rainbows and sunshine. And then the storm comes and they're gone. I had that a few times in my life. Like in my youth, I had a difficult time, and then suddenly friends just left. They just disappeared. And I asked them, like, what happened? And the response was, well, you were so negative. And I'm like, because I'm going through a difficult time and I shared openly with you. Now you are leaving me, ending the friendship because I need you. So they were only there for the good times. Vice versa, I was there for their bad times. I was supporting them. But at that point, I didn't understand that, like, the importance of who I invite into my life and who I not like invite or let them stay at all. Sometimes you have to kick people out of your life. They're just dead weight, holding you back, criticizing you, drowning you. You do not need those kind of people, and you deserve so much better. You deserve so much better. You are worthy of your goals, of your vision, of your desires. Do not let other people be the reason why you do not follow your path, create your path, and go after what you know that you want and deserve. So to recap, we have the 5 pillars of growth. The first one is figuring out where you are so that you really know where you're starting from, what are your beliefs, etc. Second part is figuring out where you want to go, because you have to grow into that version of yourself. You have to start behaving differently if you want to go from where you are to where you want to go. Figuring out what is it that you want, and then also growing into that version of yourself. Then we have the ship, taking care of yourself physically, nutrition, exercise, etc. Then we have the mental aspect, taking care of your emotions, of your mind, because mind-body connection, super important, very often overlooked. So make sure that you also take care of yourself mentally, giving yourself time to process, to heal. And then we have the crew, the people around you. It's like one spoiled apple spoils the whole basket. So make sure that you have people who are supportive, who love you, who appreciate you for the amazing person that you are. All right, I hope you liked this video. If so, please hit the like button, write a comment, share. I always appreciate when other people also are sharing the love. And as always, a big hug and lots of love.